Friends, in this lecture of video series, we will talk about hydrocarbons. So, our topic is hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbons is basically divided into three parts. First one is alkane, second one is alkene, and third one is alkyne. But on the basis of degree of saturation, it is basically divided into two parts, that is saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. The saturated hydrocarbon contains alkane, and the unsaturated hydrocarbon contains alkenes and alkynes. So let us talk about alkenes. Our first topic in alkane is physical properties of alkene. First property is all the alkenes are colorless in nature. The second important point about the alkane is the alkane from C1 to C4 are gases, and C5 to C17 are liquids that contains petroleum, and from C18 to remaining are solid that contain wax, grease, etc. The third property of alkane is they are non-polar in nature. And less soluble in H2O. The fourth property is their boiling point and melting point among all of the organic compounds is lower. If branching is done in this case, then melting point will decrease, this happens because of non-close packing of the alkane molecules. Our next hydrocarbon is alkene. So let us talk about the properties of alkenes. First one is boiling point of alkene is comparable to that of alkane because they aren't much polar. If chain is increased, then boiling point increases. If branching is done, then boiling point decreases. So like alkane, if branching is done, then melting point decreases due to weak London forces. Generally, the boiling point of cis alkene is greater than boiling point of trans alkene. This is due to dipole moment of both types of alkenes. So dipole moment of cis alkene is generally greater than dipole moment of trans alkene. The second property of alkene is they are colorless and odorless in nature. And the ethene, which is an exceptional case, have a faint smell. And third property is they are less soluble in H2O but more soluble in organic compounds. The fourth property is like alkane, from C1 to C3 the alkenes are gases, then from C4 to C18 are liquid, and remaining are solid in nature. Now we had talked about the physical properties of alkenes. Now the chemical properties of alkene. The most important property of alkene is they have pi bond. Let's take an example of ethene. This is a pi bond, and it's very weak in nature. Therefore, this bond, that is pi bond, can easily be polarized in presence of a electrophile. Therefore, they shows electrophilic addition reaction. So note that point. Alkenes shows electrophilic addition reactions. So let us talk about alkynes. Generally its physical properties are similar, like that for alkenes it have triple bond between two carbon atoms. So it also shows electrophilic addition reactions, but the rate of reaction, that is electrophilic, is greater for alkenes than alkynes. This is because when in alkene, when this bond breaks in presence of electrophile, then only a single bond remains between both carbon atoms and a carbocation is formed. It is more stable here, but in case of alkyne, some situation is formed like that. Here the carbon, this and this both are sp2 hybridized, and positive charged on sp2 hybridized carbon is less stable than positive charged on sp3 hybridized atom. Like, share and subscribe my channel.